Hello everyone and welcome to Lush and Salty Aquariums. My name is Stefan and I'm so glad you've joined me to watch this video and support the channel. I've added water to my 32-gallon lawn, which is what we're looking at right now. I stared at that hardscape, which I loved and loved and loved for upwards of a month, and finally I bit the bullet. It's always nerve-wracking that first time, especially after a couple months of no fish keeping, to plug in the filter, put in all this water, and turn everything on. I mean, is it going to function? Is the water going to fly everywhere? Blah, blah, blah. Nerve-wracking, but exciting. And anyway, I did it. And I'm also employing something brand new for me, and certainly never covered on this channel before, the dark start method for cycling your aquarium. What that means is I'm not going to be using any light or CO2 or heat for that matter, just filtration, running the water for about 3 weeks, maybe longer, and after that time the water in the tank and the soil will have been completely cycled. That's what I've been told. I learned this from a couple European aquascapers, and I don't want to mangle their names, but very popular. If you Google dark start method, you'll go right to the guy that I watched his pro tip and am employing his system here. In any event, the benefits for the dark start method are manifest. First of all, no algae. If you do this thing right and you keep your patience and don't turn on those lights and plant stuff and add livestock, you won't have any algae after 3 weeks. You'll be able to drain the tank, refill it, and then plant your plants, turn on the lights, and add fish, because your filter will have been cycled, your soil will have been cycled, the nitrogen cycle will be complete, the driftwood will have sunk, and I'll be able to remove these ridiculous weights. Those are advertising awards. I talked about that in a previous video. I wrapped them in plastic. They weigh a ton for their size, and they're weighing down this piece of bogwood. Now, I know that piece of driftwood would have floated up without them, but I also know if I would have started this aquarium with plants, I'd have to stare at the plants and the whole aquarium in those ridiculous weights. Now I don't have to, because by the time I'm ready to plant, I can pull those. The wood will be fine. For that matter, the heaviest tannins that it releases will have already been released, and my filter, the Biomaster 350, where is it? Come on, there she is. Right there, will have been pulling the tannins and everything from the water, and I'll be good to go with that. The other thing that the dark start method allows is an incredible amount of time savings. You don't have to do any water changes. According to those savvy Europeans, with the dark start method, what you're looking at is all the water I'm ever going to need to add to this tank, except for the occasional top off. So, you know, a half a gallon of water every other day or something, just to mitigate the evaporation. Other than that, I don't have to do any massive water changes to wrestle with the potential for algae blooms and all of the rest of it. So that saves a lot of hassle, saves water, which for a lot of people on this planet is a big deal. And I'm excited to be a part of that as well. But I'm not gonna lie, the main benefit is when I turn on the lights and plant and add fish, I'll have a tank that's like way easier to look at than one that's just trying to get its bearings, as well as having those weights in it. There are other benefits to the dark start method. I just haven't listed them all for you, and I'm getting to the 5-minute mark. I urge you to Google the dark start method on YouTube, and you'll go right to the channels where I learned about this. There's really just a couple great, helpful, and confidence building videos that talk about it. So I had the confidence to go for it and do it with this tank, and I'm going to keep you updated on A, if I can retain my patience, and I'd better, and B, if everything just kind of goes smoothly. If this tank stays clear, that's great. If it doesn't, I've been told to just, don't do a water change. Just stick to your guns and stick to the dark start method. All right, everybody, that's it for now. I have to not keep my hands in this tank as much as it's going to be tantalizing to do so. Adios.